AmpX is all the best guitar amps ever made. All your favorite effects and cabinets. Fully programmable with lots of combinations. Fully analog amps and effects, plus the best of digital. AmpX. Snowy Germany, on the way to the Academy of Tone live stream 294. Yeah, some prototypes, and here we are in my car, fully covered by snow, and let's go inside. My piano. And here we are. Lucas, the never-ending story. So.
say to myself, I've been chopping down the street and asking for the beat. People think I'm crazy. And the phone rings, just a friend of mine, just a friend of mine. He said, what's the matter, man? You got old time. When it used to, I got a red case of wine, red case of wine. Some Puerto Rican girls, they're down to meet me, to meet me. They're down to meet me, 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 they're down. I'm gonna miss you, yeah.
Welcome to Academy of Tone 294. Well, this is the first episode in 2026. Joining today is Julian Preuss.
Hi.
For those who haven't heard it, Happy New Year, all the best. This year is the year of AmpX in reality. It's a long road, and of course, we are super happy to have two AmpXs here. You heard my prototype in the intro song with my Rock Anarchy. I have been using the AmpX for the last year. I have been using earlier prototype versions the year before. So we came to the point where we actually have our first ever production model here. And can you show the bottom, because
Yeah, sure.
serial number, is it the one?
Yeah, it's a one.
It's the one. Yeah. Top or Lucas.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a long way to get there, and we are very excited to have that here. On the other hand, I know everybody wants to get their AmpX now, and here comes, hey, it's ready when it's ready. I'm telling you, we're going into production. We are working on production and software. So we will see some people with this amp this year. Actually, there's the first one in other people's hands, which is kind of a beta tester, and there will be more. And that is the phase that we are currently at. So I know it is a tough one, and it's the biggest project ever, but you will see some amps this year. Let us explain what's going on. But before we do that, I want to have a few infos what's going on next week, because I'm flying to America for the NAMM show. And at NAMM, I have the BluGuitar booth, of course, 5810. I will go there with Valeska. So we are the two, BluGuitar people there. We have a beautiful booth, 5810, next to Trevor Wilkinson and Kate Wilkinson. Yeah, I will have a daily performance with the AmpX on the stage at the booth of XWife at 7212. I managed to make even a band there, so we will have real jams. We will have Neil Turbin. I just got the email that he is on board. Maybe not for all the 3 days, but for some of the days. Killer players. I will invite some killer guys.
And as the NAMM is like a business
Yeah.
thing too, you have also planned like a lot of meetings with different people.
Yeah, I mean, I have meetings with industry people too. There's like, our speaker supplier, our speaker manufacturer, our manufacturer of the AmpX. So, I'm talking to some high people in the industry to make sure that production for BluGuitar is running smoothly. So this is kind of behind the scenes. This is even more important than, for me, the music is fine, it's fun, but the real big thing is the meetings in between with the people that don't look too shiny in a way. These are the important meetings for me. And then there's, of course, some of our international distributor friends and, people, musicians. I will have tons of meetings with musicians, with other amp manufacturers. So stay tuned. There's a lot to come. I have a huge list of people on my wish list, and a lot of them already agreed. So I assume this will be a great NAMM. At the booth, we will have the AmpX and, of course, the AMP1s. And by the way, we have two new colored AMP1s, the special edition in blue. It's a Mercury in blue. Yeah, you can order it from our website. It's in stock. Again, sometimes blue is special. Yeah.
And it's only available from our German stock, so it's not possible to order it in the US right now.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, we got it in the German website, or on the German website. And the other thing we are also offering is the see-through Iridium panel. Maybe we can look at this. So it's a little bit more techno, but then you can actually see what's inside, which is, I believe, pretty impressive for those who like that feeling.
But I think it's not yet available.
No, but we take pre-orders.
Yeah, we take pre-orders.
Yeah, it is on the website, and as soon as we know how many people want that, you know what, I light up the blue one so you see how this looks. Bingo. Yeah, okay, so this is the announcement of what's new. Leave it here, looks cool. So, what's up with AmpX? The first biggest step is we are working on production. Over all the years, we have been working on several incarnations to achieve what I was promising to have an amp system that has, you know, all the amps and effects. It's basically what I use my whole entire life. Amp collection, pedal collection, pre-effects, post-effects, IR, blue box, and you know, all the stuff that you kind of need to go on stage, which you could hear in the intro song. And over the last year, there was the big Dumble hysteria, even with us, because we really nailed that amp. But now we have done this. This is part of what we see here. And what excited us the most is what we could achieve with the design on AmpX, that every AmpX sounds the same. And maybe Julian can explain a little bit about what is so special about that. This is an all analog amp, and if I have like 8 different Marshalls, Mesas, Fenders, or whatever brand, they are not sounding the same. They sound very, very similar, but sometimes they have slightly tolerances, and I can hear that.
Yeah. So in contrast to digital modeling, the tolerance is just there in analog
by the
devices,
components.
in any analog device, because of the components, while digital device has one algorithm and either it works or it's buggy. There is no difference. Yeah.
But you have
so we like in 2022 or so, when we had like the first working version of the engine, we noticed that the amps are quite different, or were quite different back then. And I spent like almost a year
to come up with a solution.
To come up with a solution, which is a software layer. Each unit is being measured in the factory for 30 minutes to see how the hardware is doing and
adjust
it.
It's a self-calibration.
Yeah.
We have a little video that shows the result. Let's start with a high gain, and you see a bunch of AmpXs straight from the factory, and me playing them and going through the AB switching system. Every time I switch, it's a different amp. Check it out. Sind wir drauf? Yeah! Yeah, I mean, this was in the office. Julian was filming this with that old iPhone. Actually, I'm getting a new one for the show.
I'm always fighting for a real recording during quick videos, but in the end, it always turns out impossible.
we have no time. You know, we are busy, and we just make short, you know, clips because this is what happens.
If we had a huge marketing department, of course, there would be only polished videos with a lot of post-processing that don't show how the product sounds.
Yeah, well, you know, but we are who we are. Simple, straight, and good. There is another little clip where we compared I think it was the Dumble overdrive, just to double check different sounds. Watch that clip, and then we have another one which is clean, check it out. Pretty identical. Not loud enough. Same volume. Six is too loud. Anyway. Okay, too loud. Way too loud. But it's only volume. Same sound, very good. Consistent. Yeah, well, to me, sometimes there are slightly differences. Most of the time it's the master volume. Sometimes we can actually hear a little bit tolerance of the tube more than any other part. The nanotube is, it's pretty consistent, but if anything is really different, it's probably most likely the tube.
Yeah, but of course, at tests of units that come from the factory and are new and only automatically tested, you always catch something that doesn't work in the end.
Yeah.
And we also actually catched
One
some switching function in the power amp
that is not working properly.
wasn't working, and now yeah, I have the honor to open 8 units and
All the units you have seen
solder
in the
a
video.
cable
Yeah.
from here to there in each of them.
Yeah. So, and this is basically the, one point why we are not having stockpiles of amps ready, because all that complex stuff that is here needs to be checked, and honestly, it takes time. And if we fuck it up, we fuck up BluGuitar, and then nobody will get any AmpX. I was talking to a good friend of mine who is helping us with the design of these. Is one of the celebrity designers in the music industry, designing all kind of keyboards. But good old friend of mine who helps us designing AMP1 and AmpX. We are talking about the knobs. You know, I give him something and then he makes it beautiful. You know, he's a real aesthetic guy. And here's his story. He had a company that was designing the ultimate synthesizer. And then his company failed because it was not working properly. And so it's not as easy as you guys think. And therefore, I'm aware of all these steps because I have friends who have been there where I don't want to be. And, you know, I'm super cautious. And I think we have to be that. And so there is one foot on, you know, the acceleration full on, and the other one is on the brake full on. And that's the schizophrenic situation we are in.
Yeah.
We want to release it as fast as possible, but we can I have to write it off. And it's one thing after the other.
And of course, we are also just a small team, and so for me, the issue that the hardware can't be updated without open and solder, it means that as soon as I catch anything that has to do with electronics or mechanics, I jump and stop the firmware work because
That's more important.
It's more important. Yeah.
What you guys have to understand is this is analog. Man, this is something, try to make an amp that is as flexible as this thing. We have to come up and invent tons of things that didn't exist before. Before we do that, I see some very nice people in the chat, big hairy guitars. Michael Nielsen, hello from LA or to LA. And Carsten Göke, well, we know him. A lot of cool people. Yeah. I'm happy to see you guys here, and I'm even more happy to see you guys in LA in real. Yeah. So here's the thing: why we can't skip things, because as Julian said, one hardware bug means this unit is lost. It needs to go back. It needs to be opened. It needs to be repaired. And that's the reason why we'll start to ship stuff in Germany and Europe first, and all the rest comes later. That's a no-brainer for me, because we have to make sure everything we send out is actually stable working. I know that the concept is stable working because I'm gigging with this for the last 2 years. So there's nothing wrong about that. It's now just making sure that everything that is in production is spot on and is as we need it to be, super reliable and no faulties. So therefore, one foot is on the brake. On the accelerator, I push the team, which is Julian again, no sleep. 2 days ago, he simply didn't sleep. He worked for 2 days because his brain was, I don't know.
Yeah, because
You
I
were on
want
a
to
mission.
fucking finish.
Yeah, and that's software topics sometimes. And we have another software engineer, and I'm trying to kick their ass as much as possible. Because the software is not as I want it yet. It is things, but in parallel we are moving, production here, hardware. We are getting there, and then the software, it can be updated. By the way, we have the X USB stick.
Flash drive.
Flash drive, yeah.
Drive.
Yeah, and this one can even sit under the flap, which I always was dreaming about. Remember me 3 years ago, and we had all those USB flash drives that doesn't work, but this one works, and so it will come with one of those, so you can get updates and things, and which is cool, and this one is working.
Yeah.
Keeps it simple. On the software, we have a lot of things that are lying around, being 100%, not 100% being finished. So one thing is my beloved Echo engine, and I think we have a little video that shows what's going on in the office while Julian is programming.
Bizarre noises. I think we are going crazy here. What? I want to hear some UFOs.
Okay, the eagle has landed. Yeah, so I can see in the chat is the question, so is the hardware finished, signed off? Yes, I signed it off, but now the hardware needs to be spot on in the production. So that's a different process. Once we have specified something, we have to make sure that what is specified, which works on several units, is stable in mass production. And hey, this is another step that we also have to take care of, which we do. But this is ongoing. You know, it's like every day we have tons of emails from our manufacturer, and we have little things, questions, answers, jigs that help, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, and it's also like the question of the details. Yeah, like the analog sound engine and the controlling and the UI stuff,
interface,
USB tube, whatever, is all done and signed off. But there's always tiny little details that are just required that the product works. For example, the power boards inside here, they have like 5 or 6 little wires for hot fixes. And also we like after the PCBs were already finished, we added a separate second gate circuit, which is now basically an add-on that is connected to the main board. And so later I will put it together again so that it's one board, and for now the manufacturer has the instruction to put this little extra board there and connect it.
Yeah, okay.
So is the hardware now finished or is it not? The sound engine was finished before, is still finished, but of course we keep working.
Of course, yeah.
And by the way, we even keep improving secretly the AMP1 from time to time, just as like project maintenance.
Yeah, sure. So there's always a lot of things going on.
And tiny bits of improvement here and there.
Absolutely. And this, going back to the AMP1, what we learned at the beginning with the AMP1, we had some issues with us custom controls here. And of course, when we released the AMP1, we didn't know that these are critical components, and we want to make sure that we don't get into a problem zone again. And by now, I bet on an AMP1 that this thing, you can, our manufacturing is, we are very proud of our manufacturing. You can open an AMP1 box and you will find even the handles are now folded to one side, not scrambled or whatever. And we told them everything: the setting of the knobs, the order of the instruction manual and whatever, the stickers and everything. They do what we tell them, and therefore that's a long process to make sure we get everything right. And having the experience of AMP1 and other projects in the past tells me it's definitely worth double checking everything and making sure we have only small batches at the beginning. That is the thing. If you guys think, I ordered my AMP1, I get it tomorrow. No, a small batch. The next batch, as you can see, are amps that go to the beta testers for the software. While this is ongoing, while I'm at the NAMM, there's new information, there will be updates, there will be things, and then so this process is ongoing. But
Yeah.
we are
Yeah.
the manufacturer is ready, and that's the good thing. They also push us because we told them this is the year of AmpX and it's coming, and you guys work very tight with us together, and it's not like okay, we have another project. No, it's hot. We are a tandem. You know, it's like us, them, us,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah. And it's always important to watch things close.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey,
because if I was like a marketing guy, I would say, yeah,
looks finished.
see, looks finished. Here, the knobs are working. Time, feedback, volume, spill. The boost goes on. But
The boost goes on.
yeah, the boost starts up or whatever. But in the end, somebody needs to be there and needs to hit this flap like 20 times. See if it's working. So, and do you spot the problem? This logo is on. This one is off.
Why?
Because
The magnetic sensor?
the sensor was not correctly adjusted during the production.
Aha. See, okay, this is a little detail for those who don't know. Very intelligent. So underneath this plexiglass front panel, there are some LEDs. They come alive when we close the flap. Watch this. Wah! See here? And maybe I can give you a sneak peek inside from the top camera. Okay, and so, okay, another, hey, now I'm proud. This panel has a semi-translucent
Semi-translucent
paint.
coating, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it seems like it's black because the plastic of the front panel behind it is black too.
Yeah.
But actually, if you have the panel by itself, you can see through it.
Yeah. But anyway, so this is nice, and there's a magnetic sensor on the flap that sees the position of the flap, and when the flap is going to be closed, the light comes on, and we can use that switch also for like a overall EQ, like the stage EQ, which is working on the speaker out. That's also something we didn't talk in the past. The speaker out with the power amp first has two outputs, 8 and 16 ohms. By software we can change it, but I kind of have it set to the way it's printed on the back panel, because that also is an influence on the tone, a huge influence, and that also depends on the amp model, which is we are really capturing the original amps and their behavior with whatever they are connected to. It is the speaker, and that's the biggest thing for me, and the biggest difference to a lot of modelers. The modeler is usually designed from the perspective of I plug in the guitar and I go direct into a mixing console and it's a great noise. It is a great noise or a great sound, but is it the same feel as a real amp? Probably not. And for me, that's my starting point. We have the identical feel and the identical sound to some of the amps that we are reproducing on the AmpX platform. And therefore all these details do matter so much. Here's one thing, let me show you. This is my 1987 SH Stonehenge. Okay, this is
Stonehenge.
Hedge. Yeah, this is actually my Plexi. I think it's a 69. with 50.
Heavily modded.
Yeah, it's I have just a different tubes in there, and that was my main amp since I was 20. And actually, it's still one of my best. You know, just like my guitar. This guitar and that amp is on all my records basically. Even back in the Hughes Kettner days, half of it was that amp, and some other stuff. But. And here, for instance, that is the bridged input. I have the the high treble and the low treble. That is just the top. Which one is it? The top right, I guess. Yeah. This is bridged. Maybe you can hear that the attack and the overtones are different. And this is the low. Yeah, I mean, this is input impedance switching, which we have now in how many steps? Was it 64 or?
Yeah,
Tons.
it is in principle 64 steps, but we used some of the steps for special functions, which we won't tell you.
I tell you, it's the curly cable simulation.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I wanted, what is the secret about some sounds having a shitty cable? So when you have a high quality cable, you have a very low capacitance of the cable, and that makes your pickups coming very alive. And sometimes what you want is a rather dark sound, but it reacts with the volume pot on the guitar, and I wanted that sound too.
Yeah, and that this difference is audible tells you also how great the switcher is, by the way.
Yeah.
Someone mentioned about the switcher in the comments, and that's why I want to say
regards to the guys of KHE Swiss company. We have the same switcher, the big one, the 8 in the company. And
that was used in the video before.
Yeah, and this one is the 4, and we are fans of it because it doesn't matter if you have tube amps, transistor amps, whatever. You simply plug them in, and if anything goes wrong, the switcher will switch it off.
Will start beeping like something is wrong, and tell you the number of the amp that is wrong. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. Good product. So kudos to KHE from Switzerland. So.
And this cable thing is really important.
Yeah.
After our 8 units comparisons, you told me this unit is off.
Yeah.
And then you checked the cable.
Yeah.
And you were using a different cable for that
one amp. Yeah. And I can hear that, it's like, fucking hell, it's a whatever 3-meter cable, and then I had a 5-meter cable, and I can tell the difference. I go through all the things and this one is off, and then double checking, we found different cable, and interchanged the cable, and then another unit is off that has now the long cable. Yeah. Somebody is asking something here in the wait a minute. I have my 2 Marshall cabs always connected into 16 ohm setting to 16 two Marshalls make 8 in parallel by Marshall M set on 16 ohms and found sound better than 8 ohms. This
And-
is
Yeah.
this is impedance mismatching. I'm a fan of that too. You
Yeah.
can do the same with MPX
And
because
here he is doing it. He is using MPX on the 8 ohms output connected to a 16 ohms cabinet.
see, I'm doing kind of what you are doing. Impedance mismatching. It's what is going on. Yeah. This is now the steel string in front of that Marshall. Anyway, it is all these fucking details that do matter, and this is why we take so long. And I want to show you again where we are now. It is the history. Because when I showed a 3D printed plastic housing with some LEDs inside, which we called a study in 2020, people thought, oh yeah, and we also thought, yeah, this will be a fast one. But just to show you guys how long such a project is actually ongoing. You know, after AMP1, I had an idea about AMP2. What comes after 1? It's 2. But I thought, let's put some effects in there, make this whole thing a little bit programmable. And I had a board, and I thought, I need some engineer that can program.
Where did you find that board?
That's a good question.
Because it's like it was a really specialized thing.
Yeah.
Axolotti. It was a
Axolotti.
board for, I don't know, like for keyboard stuff. It had it had MIDI I/O and it had audio I/O and no guitar input, only a line input.
Well, I knew that we can get that board connected with the existing analog electronics. So I was just looking for effects. And the thing about that board was there was a software that I could use because I'm not a programmer, with like kind of drag and drop and, you know, like a modular system on the computer you can wire and you go, this is an LFO and I put this into the D-tune and then I can modulate my tuning and then I put blah, blah, blah. And so I thought, man, I can do effects on this. And I invested some time in the project and came to the conclusion, well, maybe we can use it and I need a decent or a proper programmer. And this is when we hired Julian in 2017. So, and this was, I kind of told you, man, you should use that board, and then you started on that board, and I don't know if it was a year longer or two when you came up with the idea. It's too limited. We have to go.
Yeah. After I started on that board, I actually didn't continue much because I made Mercury and Iridium with you and got the mass production of it stable, which was really hard because I had like no experience. There was also just Andre,
Yeah.
who could back up me, and yeah,
And,
it took me almost a year to get nice Mercuries. And then we made Iridium, and then we wondered, M2 should come out now. Where is it?
yeah, and then 2020 was the year, and I thought, oh, this is a new decade. Let's go
Yeah.
at NAMM and show people we are coming with something new in this new decade. Lucky we are still in the same decade.
Yeah. And then we had like this M2 mechanical, not prototype, but at least the design.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
design is always
we,
easy.
we changed it to AmpX.
Yeah.
And then we rushed the prototype like from I don't know, the last few months of 2019 I spent making this prototype with you.
Yeah, but this was so basic. It was just something to show, but there was no sound.
Yeah.
There was no sound. There was just a box and a vision. I
Yeah.
had my vision.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
at the same time, you had some fancy marketing
Of course.
talking partners, and you made a huge spec sheet with everything anyone could wish for, and then you published it.
Yeah.
And my blood pressure went up to 200.
As we all can see, Julian survived the high blood pressure. We are still friends, and we took on the challenge, but you know, we had to go through many different versions and phases, and we had to learn and kind of design things that never existed before. And I'm very proud.
AMP1 never existed before, so we were building on our own technical basis
Platform?
already.
Yeah.
But like
still-
in 2023 or so, or 2022 and 2023, we spent a lot of time and found out.
We have to go
it-
another way.
Yeah, it needs to be something different, because we went like from amp to amp and
Every
optimized
amp-
the circuit for it, and then another amp was not working anymore due to that optimization, and and then 2024 finally it became better.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, it's analog electronics usually is you have a circuitry. The circuitry does something with a signal, and that's it, done. In the digital world, you have an input, an output, which is kind of like a black box, and you have software, and you can write as much software as you want. But with the circuitry, you have to stick to your circuitry. It's like, I used that kind of capacitor and filter in this stage, and it's only doing the thing. And if you need another kind of reaction of a filter, you have to solder it in, or you have to come up with a design that is flexible. Of course, we had the idea of having flexible filters, but that's not all.
Yeah,
It is
the filter technology was like already, I think, similar to what is there now in 2023.
but
But it was massively like using the same devices, the same chips. I massively improved how far you can go using the same hardware.
Yeah.
And we also made this calibration that I talked before. That wasn't just removing tolerances. It also made the parameters more usable, because before there was like the crooked curve of what the hardware is doing by itself. And then now it's amazing. I have like dB scaled parameters inside my development kit.
And more than like sometimes even twice the range than before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by doing all the different M's from the Vox AC30 to whatever the cleans and the metal and the 5150 and these M's, we went there, and that's a different thing if you just talk about it in theory or if you actually do it. And this is why A/B switching is no lie. The only approval for anything is A/B. Blind test, is it right? And then when it sounds the same, we can measure it. And when it measures the same and sounds the same, then we are done. And yeah. Anyways, looking back at all the years, with all the different revisions and all the different things we came up, like, power amp saturation at any volume. This was a big one. Zagging in a way that, my Tweet Deluxe sounds like an old Tweet Deluxe and not like a reissue. That's things that are so killer for me as a musician, because hey, that's it. That's what it's all about for me. And that's a long way from my old amps into these are here now. And we've done some A/B tests in public at the Guitar Summit, where we can show that it is the real deal. It is like the original amp. And that's something I was always dreaming about. Echo. See, this is the video echo. We can go 60s. For me, it's all in the musical dynamic. It's like sagging of the power amp, but from high gain to low gain to clean, and we have kind of cracked the code of all the amps, because we analyzed fucking all the amps. So we learned how they work, what they are doing, and what makes them whatever, a 5150, and what makes them a Fender Bassman, and what makes them, our amps. And it's
And now it just needs to become stable, accessible through
working
software.
This is the phase where it comes together in this hardware, which basically I signed off, while starting the production, little tweaks, double checking, but it's getting there. So, and the point now about software is, we know that this is again, super complex because I want things like, here is my, let's go into my main sound, which is by the way, a Mercury edition. And here I use that switch for multiple functions. One is when I press long, I have the tuner. So, hey, that's a cool strat, okay. The G string is a little lower, which sounds more musical. Okay, perfect. So, and now on the same button I got my replex echo. Then I have a second volume of the same echo. I can switch it off. And maybe you can hear there is another echo which is in the post section. So, and all these functionalities need to be here, and then there's a second preset here, extra boost, blah blah blah, but still I have like a stompbox mode for the I have, you know, I can have how do you describe it? Well, I have a layout of sounds in the way that I can use them as pedal. This is just like my one and only pedal, and the rest are presets. But all the foot switches are flexible and fully programmable. And I mean, that's software now. How to assign foot switches, how so many details.
But I think there's like many new people in the chat, so maybe
we go through the chat.
We should maybe a little explain the concept again.
Okay, if
just briefly.
Yeah. Okay. You want to do it?
Yeah. So because people are, for example, thinking here it might be mono. Someone's thinking it might be not able to use it for recording, or maybe it might be.
Okay. So
and so on. Yeah.
Okay.
So general things.
So
I think it's for you better.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
explain.
Okay. So it has a guitar input, and it has a speaker output, and the speaker output at this is mono. So that's me being on stage with a classic guitar speaker cabinet. The main outs, the XLR outs here, they are stereo. And then there is also line outs. In the end, we have 5 speaker emulations that can be assigned to these outputs, even to that speaker output, which I think of something in the future. Anything is possible, but basically what you are doing with this is like, you can go direct. This is what you guys are listening to, or you can have a guitar speaker cabinet connected to it. You can do it at the same time. And you know, in our world, there is no problem with tube power amps. Since amp 1, you can use it with a speaker load or without a speaker load. You can use it direct, or you can, you know, any way possible. So what is mono, what is stereo? Anything in front of the amp section is mono. Here is the pedal section. Maybe we start with input. So on the pedal section, there's gate, so there's a noise gate that can be assigned and dialed in. So the next section is wah, mono of course, and there's a Vox and there's a GD30. By the way, we have to change the names because our lawyer says, don't use the original names, you will be in trouble. We can.
But I've heard as long as you don't sell anything, you can do what you want.
That's true. It's but so before we sell, we have to change the names. And I have huge lists of things that are okay, like Plexi 50 and Plexi 100 is okay, but don't go and use other names which are kind of copyright of the original company. So unfortunately, we would love to have always the original names, but we can't. Okay, anyway, going back to the first
So
section.
there is a VAR section
Yeah.
that can load
VAR pedals.
VARs.
Then there's a boost section which can load several different kind of boosts, and sometimes even drive pedals, because we found out that our boost section is so powerful that we can do an SD1 in here.
Yeah.
We can do the SD1 in the boost section and in the next section, which is called the drive section. We can have I think the tube screamer is also in both. Here's my private, I make my Strat into a Les Paul, boost, there's a blues breaker, the tube screamer. Okay, then there is, by the way, I can hit here to come to the next pedal section. ODR, it's the Nobles, SD1 again, then we did some fuzz, and there's more to...
There are sometimes like experiments, work in progress experiments. For example, this test amplitude frequency response. This one is...
It's only internal use.
Yeah, it is, so that I can measure, for example, what is going on in the boost slot without opening the unit.
Yeah.
So at the time in our wild status that we are in right now, some stuff lands on the unit and other stuff doesn't make it there. But in the end, it's not a fixed list, because you can test or buy sounds on our website, and then transfer them to the MPX by this nice flash drive.
Yeah.
So if you find an MPX somewhere lying around, it's uncertain what sounds will be on it, because the lists are flexible.
Yeah. I see the chat is going crazy about names. Thank you for the names. The Fox with the F and the PV with just the letters.
I need the bender.
The bender. We have to check it. The problem is sometimes I've thought of cool names, and then the lawyer says, "Ooh, don't do it." But if you have more Mesa Blugi, yes, sure, Mega Blugi. That's my middle name. Where's my here? I mean, isn't that a nice one? I've done this when I was 16, 17. This was me copying that famous brand.
Yeah, but you can't do it as a name, because everyone will think this is your signature amp if it's the name of...
It's all my signature amps. I mean, this is my signature Strat because it's my Strat, and I changed it.
Change it to Bender here.
Yeah, 7-ender, 7-ender. This is the German way. But I think legally it's a problem, because it's like if you just change one letter, it is in a way offensive, and then they get even wilder at you, which makes the sum of money we have to pay to please them even more. So that's a delicate thing. But if you have ideas, let us know, and we can check with the.
Yeah. So what will be later in the special slot? It might be, for example, an EQ.
Yeah.
Or anything else that that is like serial to the signal flow.
in front of the amp. We are
Yeah,
still
in front of the amp.
kind of on the pedal board.
Yeah.
And by the way, somebody was asking treble booster. Yes, we have. Let me show, because where's the treble booster? Inva boost. There is. That's the way we deal with things. Range master. Okay. We shouldn't call it range master. Then we call it treble booster.
Range bachelor.
But here we have 3 modes. We have dollars, we have K
Really?
and B, and
I
we have
forgot about this.
TB and B. So TB means this is my homemade one. That's the Thomas Blug Range Master made by me. And there's a TB mode and there's a TB plus.
Because your pedal has 2 settings,
I
one
have-
with bass and one without, and the B is
See?
for bass.
Yeah, okay. So there's several. So on this treble booster, we will call this treble booster, there will be the dollars, which is in the company.
Yeah, which is, I guess, again, not possible to
Yeah.
write it down there.
Yeah, but this is the original one, and it's very good. Anyway, yeah. But back to the pedalboard. Bing, bing, bing. We've been to the special. Then we have modulation, which is like a some kind of vibe. Then we have a stone, well, small, little stone. And then we found out the original one has 4 stages, phaser. And then we simply made it 6 stages. So this is 4. And this is 6 stages. It's just slightly more intense. You know, why? Because we can, and we flanger.
If I'm looking mad, I'm just watching for bugs to come up to me.
Or there are bugs. So delays, blah, blah, blah. But hey, we were about to explain the concept. This is kind of your pedal board with all these different sections, and they are fixed. In the digital world, you can swap them around. Here, not. So we have a pedal board with these slots, and these slots are fixed. And because they are mainly analog, it's like there's an analog wah section recreating different wah pedals. There's an analog boost section, there's an analog drive section. And then with the other effects, we have an order. In case it would be needed to change, we can make a special effect and slide it in a different way, because the modulation effects, like the chorus or the flanger and stuff, they are on the digital side.
Yeah. In that case of the digital effects, I think the software is patient, and for sure the version when it comes out will have a fixed order of the effects, but in the long term,
We can open this up.
yeah.
Or we make a special effects and have the order in this effect as one box, kind of. And by the way, these effects have analog dry signal and digital modulated or time based effects on that analog dry signal. So latency 0. Except for the special slot where we go fully digital. We have the option.
And modulations that require to have no dry signal,
Yeah.
for example, phasers.
Yeah. So, but that's, then we have the amp, and in the amp world, I decided to have categories of clean, vintage, classic, modern. And you can also access these amps with this dial here. And there's always like a top position, the pole position, I always call it, which is your favorite clean amp. You can put it there. We will have our favorite when we ship it there, but you can modify it. The concept here is that you have direct access to the main things. Even if the flat is closed on stage, you like all your effects, but you think, oh, let's change to my favorite amp here. I need more. I switch from vintage to classic, and you have there's your lifesaver amp here. That always worked. Me, I'm a gigging musician. I need to have that quick access here. So this is the amp section, and now we have the post effect section, which
but the first the first thing that comes is the
loop.
Analog loop that is right there.
Yeah, and it's a mono send because the amp itself is mono, but the return is stereo.
Yeah, it can be stereo or mono. I think if we enable it here, you will be able to see it. Stereo, parallel, stereo,
parallel. See, features I've never tried yet. But this is what we are currently having fun with.
And of course, all this stuff here is part of the preset. So you can have one preset with the effects loop like this and another like that.
So whatever external effects you want to engage with your preset, dial it in here, save it as a preset, and it will switch everything.
So now we are after the amp.
By the way, there is a MIDI out that will switch your external whatever H9 if you have one of those at the same time. Good. Now we are after the effect section.
We are after the amp and after the effect section. And after the amp means that also the sound features of the power amp are already done. So the whole thing now starts to be stereo after the power amp saturation was already applied to the signal. Created.
And now one thing is kind of, again, very unique. We have that independent post EQ on the speaker cabinet only, which is all analog, which is no latency, to adjust all the presets like a global EQ to your cabinet or to the room. Because I've been gigging with this all the last 2 years. What I notice is I don't change my presets anymore. Once the presets are matched in volume and matched in frequencies and they all fit together, there's nothing I need to do on my presets anymore. I just need to have I have to adjust to the room, to the situation on stage, because it's probably too boomy or it's maybe too harsh because you have a room with tons of glass, and so that's a thing that is super important. And it's only 3 bands. It's bass, middle, treble.
Yeah. So to start at the basic, you can change a system setting, and then these 3 controls will change their function. So usually there is the tone control of the individual amp there, which is saved in the presets. And if you switch the EQ to global, then the amp EQs will stay exactly as they are. And there is an additional EQ on these three controls that is just there for the power amp. It's actually on the power amp board.
I read a comment here, which is the design and small size seems to make it impossible for many to see it as a full-fledged 100-watt tube amp. All the other possibilities are even less appealing. So the full-fledged, I mean, that's it was always our problem. You know,
for the amp one, that is
the same problem. I mean, this is
true as well. It doesn't look like
a 100-watt tube amp head. But try it yourself, and by now we know that this is, you're not missing anything from a real tube amp if you play one of these. These amps, they have the sound as they are, and they are even more flexible than you think. This is why we came up with low gain mode and things like that.
But they are also straightforward and don't have a lot of hidden
functions
stuff.
The thing is, with this, it's even more crazy, because from what you think of, it's like my pedal collection, all these shelves and all these toys on there are in there. It's like, you know, it's all in there. There's a boost, there's a tube screamer, there's all Diamond Com, the Halo, it's all in there. The different treble boosters, it's all in there. It's like, how can that be? And in analog, it's not like a multi-digital effect that does something so. No, it's just we will prove that. We will show you the A/B, and there's Lucas shows more, and there's more in the room next door, and there's more here, and there's more here, and there's more on the floor, and it's endless.
And Noise Zone wants it all.
But in the end, there's also something, me using that, even though I have my old Plexi in there, honestly, my main sound is Mercury Vintage. Which is, the Mercury Vintage works for me like best. That's me. And now I have my Plexi, I have to discover or rediscover what is special about the Plexi. But on the other hand, having these amps, we also invented amps that actually don't exist, like this amp here. It's another Mercury Vintage. How comes? Bing, bing.
Bug.
See? This is a software bug. Live on camera. We caught it. It's like those animals. They're here.
When you are here in this amp section, we didn't even explain this. This is Thomas' stage amp, and it has the firmware from maybe 3 weeks ago. And since then,
you fixed a lot of shit.
Thomas discovered bugs, told me about the bugs, but he doesn't have the latest firmware yet, because a new firmware brings new bugs, and so he needs to take the time to, for example, test this new unit that has the latest firmware
and see how that works,
and see if there's any game-breaking thing for you, and then you can start
to work with this.
To work with this one, and I can continue writing the next version and fixing new things, and also our external programmer can continue doing so.
That's where we are now.
But it is true that there are some frustrating moments for you because you have some time span in that you have to live with bugs
Yeah.
to save yourself from the risk of something that really breaks it.
Yeah. And therefore, yeah, I have a unit that is giggable, which is cool, but it has some bugs and it goes ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. But back to the amp. This amp here is an amp that doesn't exist in the tube world. It is kind of a hot rodded 51 Plexi. Is it? It's the it is my 50 Plexi as a foundation, and then
I forgot it. No, no, I think it's isn't it a hot rodded classic channel?
No. We had this
I
first,
forgot it.
and then we did the classic channel of the Mercury as an alternative. But it started as, I think it started from that one Plexi.
On your old prototype, but
Yeah.
in this one, I recreated that sound,
Starting-
and I took the classic channel as a basis, and then replaced the whistles and bells.
Okay, so doesn't matter. In the end, I'm super happy with that sound because that's kind of the best. It's my best amp on this amp for me. But what is best as a personal thing, you know? And now I have the Dumbles in there, and I have other the Vox is in there. I have to find spots where I actually can use them. Honestly, I'm super happy with the amp1 sounds, and I'm still using them in here. Even I do have more options. Yeah, but anyway, we had the
Back to the signal flow.
back to the signal flow. We have the cabinet, and there is a full, or there is a lot of things that we have already programmed in the past, and there will be a new layout because this is a
we
little bit.
watched it, and then
We found it too complex.
Yeah. Yeah, but to answer the question after all, so the unit is mono until the amp is over, and then there is the effects loop, and from that on, the amp is stereo, and those stereo signals can then be routed to the different outputs.
Yeah, secret pills. Okay, I don't know. There's some different comments here. There's, you know, what we are doing is with the bugs. For instance, we have a pin, like a timetable and topics we are working on in my office, and it's like, okay, we have to work on this and we have to fix this, and so there is a little thing on the right down corner where we can put the cards that have been done. So, and there's like Julian, myself, and our external software developer. And then there's like a few categories, the to-do category, the feedback, we need to talk about it. The diese Woche means this week, and then hängt means sucks, takes longer as expected, and then at the final write it's done. Well, it's just a way of keeping track of many different things that all are needed to be done. When the whole board is in the right lower corner, we are done. So that's life. That's our daily business. Doing things. You have to the back for AmpX Finish 2. Well, it exists already. We do have that. there's one bag here. This is the one that holds the AmpX as it is, but we are working on the AmpX Expression Pedal. That's also here, and it's using a magnetic sensor. I'm gigging with this already, not for so long, but it works. Before that, I had some plastic pedals from other manufacturers that they do work, but this is our own design. And this is like
There's like a connection plate.
that goes on the side of the MPX. Maybe you can actually do it. Flip.
Okay.
Watch your beer.
Let's wait until
Yeah,
the
come on.
camera
Flip.
is turned.
Yeah. Shall we
Look.
watch? Don't scratch the units. Which side is which? We would put it here, right? We are missing the.
Okay, yeah. Some accessory is missing.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, this comes with. We show you.
It is to be screwed
Yeah. And
here.
And then we have. Is this the hole?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Come on, I got
Let
it.
me do it.
Yeah.
Did you paint those things black?
No, these are from
Or-
Werner. We have our mechanical guy Werner who brought a package of black ones today. We have also silver ones. These are the black ones. Yeah, good enough.
It doesn't want.
The-
The holes of those prototype are not far apart from each other, far enough apart from each other.
Is this
They
the
don't fit.
right one?
It's old.
It's old.
It's old.
Okay,
Yeah.
I took
I
the
don't
wrong
have.
one.
I
Yeah.
don't have the latest one.
Okay,
here.
it's not. So what
now
happens?
we have this plate,
So-
and you connect
Yeah.
the
Okay.
pedal.
Yeah. Like here.
This is the greatest assembly session
Yeah,
ever
yeah,
done.
yeah. But the thing is, it actually works because I have it on mine. So this goes on here, and then this is kind of fixed.
Then you screw it, and you can carry the unit
with one.
with one
Yeah.
of it.
And I have because that doesn't fit in that original bag anymore. I have another bag which is something bag that I had in the past that I use for that. So I'm thinking about to have a bag that can handle this with a pedal or maybe even two pedals. We're experimenting with a double pedal for one side, but you can also have one pedal here and one pedal on the other side. So yeah, and we are using aluminium, so it's not too heavy.
Yeah, those like secondary things are being done
Along.
Also, being done along on the side of the road.
We have always many things to take care of, and yeah. But as you can see, it works. Well, I didn't show you, but it works. No, I didn't use it in the video. But guys, when you see me gigging with this, the prototypes work. Good. So signal path. We went for the cabinets. We have any questions at this point?
I think
and how
many.
you plug the external pedal in? There's a 1/4" jack that goes into this expression or that, and we have two expression sockets. Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, and there's like a slot-in module for this, and then you have like an expansion to connect the second pedal.
When
that
you
is
want
here
to.
with a very short patch cable, but
Yeah.
you don't have to use that expansion.
So
Yeah.
we are working on the accessories at the same time too, of course, because there will be people that will. I need this. I need a volume. I need the wah. I need it on one pedal. Oh no, I always want two pedals, and yeah. We can't do everything, but we will offer something.
Who wrote the complex code for all the digital FX? Is that code publicly available, and
No.
had it been adapted or modified? I would wish for it.
No, it's like his sleepless nights and Andrea, our
Yeah.
external guy.
For me, like I wrote, for example, the delay engine,
Yeah.
and for me, I have to say, digital effects are not that hard for me. The logic stuff of the user interface and so on is more complicated than just effects.
I think that the
But
point.
we are like all the effects that are inside the MPX
Is
are
our
just written by
from
us,
us, from our team.
from scratch.
Yeah, and so we, when for example, when we worked or when we designed the delay engine, I was talking to Julian about what I see as delays. There's simple delays like the DD2 by Boss, digital delay that has a little bit of warmth. Then I have all these tape echoes. Then we analyze tape echoes. Then we analyze tape flutter. Then we have different heads. And all that stuff, I simply switch to yours. And then in the end, we want to have spillover from one preset to another. Like, so. Give me my U2.
Yeah.
So this was the spillover thing,
Yeah.
because this delay is a different delay from this delay. So
Yeah. I think that is engaging the ducking, so I will turn it down.
yeah,
Lucas approves.
yeah. The point is here, we come up with all these effects, and then we have to deal with the spillover. Maybe you can explain what's going on there, because one delay still goes on while the other one is already loaded.
Yeah. So this unit is still doing it the way that it keeps the delay active during preset switching. So it seems like it has a spillover, but it doesn't. It just keeps the same.
It's
the
like a
same
pedal
delay.
in front of the amps,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
not being
and
switched.
it also means that if you switch the preset and the delay is active and the time is being moved by your preset, that will make like a whew
Yeah.
or like a whook. And now I'm working on the real spillover so that there are, for one delay, actually two delays working at the same time, and then one is slowly faded out while the other is already active. And that is what I've just been working on the last few days. And you also told me that, for example, on the Replex there is not enough feedback, so you can do your
Spaceships.
feedback spaceship games.
Yeah, but this, I know that this is all possible because we have done this in some experimentations before. But this needs to be implemented in the
Yeah.
right way. Yeah,
Yeah.
and here is the thing: the two delay engines have to work in parallel. One is
Yeah.
still doing the one delay, while the other one is in parallel doing the new delay.
Yeah, and since there's 2 delays, it's actually 4.
Yeah,
And yeah, then at some points, if you have like many delays with a lot of heads, then you need to decide what to kill, and so on.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it. I'm still like not totally happy.
yeah,
Yeah. But anyway, I do the delays, and our external programmer, who shall not be named here, did, for example, the modulations, like the
and somebody, Hilfsgitarrist, asked for vibey stuff. There's a Univibe. I'm not happy 100% yet, but it was a quick attempt. Maybe you can hear that the low rumble is there. That's something that I wanted. It needs a little bit revisiting. I have a real Univibe. I'm talking about the real Shin-Ei Univibe from Japan. And I have made files with that. And I need to spend some time to adjust our parameters. I know that we can get it pretty authentic. Okay.
spaceship sounds, so you can put the delay time to the expression pedals,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, but Thomas isn't actually doing that. He rather bends down and turns the knob, I
Well,
guess.
this is what I have been doing in the past, which I'm
Yeah.
used to, and which I still do kind of
Yeah.
these days, because when I kind of go here blah, 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 and use my replex, so
Yeah.
okay.
And here on this version, it should even work without a guitar.
Uh, no, I
Do
didn't
you
bring-
have the stereo cable? Okay.
maybe I do.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Because then I've never tried to connect the pedal to the delay parameters, but let's try it.
you
should
never
work.
know what I have in my bag. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I think. Nope, left it in the
Okay.
office. Okay, sorry. Next time. Yeah, but, I mean,
Yeah.
we could assign this to the pedal and then
Yeah.
have
And
the fun.
as soon as you have, for example, the delay volume available on the table, on the pedal, you can do things like you feed the delay and then you fade up the volume after you finish playing, or if you have a delay that has a gain, you could feed the delay, have the feedback high so that the
Sustains a little
sound
bit,
sustains,
and
and
then
then
you
you can
feed,
play new
new
stuff
stuff,
and
yeah.
reduce the gain.
Yeah. And that's all part of our, own designed delay engine. And we have a reverb engine also, which is from us,
Yeah.
and also the modulation effects. So these effects are ours. I did a few sounds using the delay engine, being inspired by pedals that I like there's a Hamida
The reverb, not
reverb.
the delay.
So I spent hours and hours of making click noises and playing some reverbs. There might come some more, but at this point I already have a bunch of quite decent reverbs. Where are we going? We want blah 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 blah. Here, reverb. See, this is another thing that I want, that I be straight into my reverb. This is kind of a lo-fi reverb, which I actually like for guitar. If the reverb sounds too posh, the guitar loses quality. So I was looking for reverbs that I have like a. Another software bug. Blah blah blah. Oh, there's AmpX Mercury reverb. But this one goes way louder than the original one. My plate is not on board, unfortunately, but I will spend some time trying to emulate that plate. I know everybody loves my plate because I love it too. It is the best sounding effects in my opinion, and I have a very good plate. That plate is, as it's mechanical, they're all different, and it's in good shape, good maintenance, and yeah. I will try to emulate it with our algorithm. It will not be 100%, but I know what I want. EMT. Okay. What's going on in the chat? Anything you guys want to know at this point? Somebody asked about Australia. Yes, but Australia is so far. And hey guys, we need to have circles from Saarbrücken into Germany, into Europe, and then comes Australia on the other side. I love you guys. You have the best beaches. I'm the biggest fan of Maroubra Beach, for those who know where that is in Australia. Not Bondi, no, Maroubra.
Sorry, insisting. Do you have a plan, or plan to have an octave pedal and effect for down tuning guitar inside the MPX? Is it possible? It is totally possible. It is not easy, as pitch shifting is one of the harder things to do out there. If it should, and Thomas wants that, at the same time sound good still with chords,
Yeah,
and be fast.
yeah.
There is in the effects library that is not by us. Actually a pitch shifting algorithm that is, I think, even for guitar, but Thomas tried it and said, oh, we can do it better.
Well, we
So-
not we should do it better.
Yeah,
let's-
I'm not sure. I didn't start it, but I know it's on the bucket list for sure.
Yeah. I totally hear the idea because a lot of players these days, they want to press a button and have a drop tuning, whatever, you know, and there's beautiful pedals by Digitech, you know, and that stuff we don't have yet. Maybe we can deliver the lousy version and maybe somebody is happy with
Or
that.
maybe it's not so bad and we just remember it poorly because there was something bad on the setup or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Because we checked it like 5 years ago or
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Okay, let's see if we put it on the list and see if we can live with it or if it takes a while.
Yeah.
A solo Dallas will be fine. Yes, a solo Dallas is here in the room and it's on my wish list. And I'm friends with this gentleman, Phil Solo Dallas. It's very likely that this might happen.
Do the main outputs have fixed volume? If I turn the monitor outputs for the stage, the main outputs should not change in volume. So if your monitor is this, so guitar cabinet, then it does not influence the main output.
Yeah, this master is only for the speaker out for the regular guitar cabinet, which is what I use as my main as my monitor. XLR independent.
Yeah.
I think that's a good feature for a lot of people.
Yeah.
um,
Can several amps be loaded on the fly?
Well,
if on the fly means in presets, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So
I can go through amps here and have no. It's
yeah,
maybe it goes a little faster when we finish, but it's
yeah.
it's only one amp at a time. That's the important
Yeah.
thing. Just to
But
make that clear.
If you mean that you can update amps without having to open the units, yes, too. Sure, it can also be done. That is, you need to like log on to our to be finished
Another to be
website
finished. Yeah.
where you can get
Download
new sounds, and then you restart the unit and then it will load sounds from the flash drive.
yeah.
That exact process should be in the manual by them. I'm not sure. It might be that we still change it, so I won't bother to explain it now.
Yeah. Dr. McFarland, hi to Nashville, and he says he's looking forward to use the Mercury amps and having all the tone controls and stuff programmable. Yes, that's something. As I said, you know, there's nothing wrong about a Mercury vintage for me. It's still on this amp my most used sound. It's pretty good. But hey, everybody has its own taste.
While you have designed the AmpX 6 or 7 years ago, is the DSP still up to date now? Or did you actually change to a newer chip? Yeah, we changed the chip in the development process. I think it was 2021 or so when we finally decided for the chip that is now
In
used.
the big one. Yeah.
Of course, it is totally out of range to change the DSP now, because that would mean
We start
over.
from scratch.
Yeah.
That's not possible. I mean, you know, my very first attempt with the Axolotti was a different chip too. So, you know, once we decided to go onto this other platform, which we are on now, we had then a go from the one version to the most powerful version in that
And
arsenal.
Yeah, and from a Dream, that is the manufacturer of that chip, is still nothing new since then. They always tell me they are developing something new,
but it's never coming.
Yeah, it's never
They're
coming.
even slower than we are. And yeah,
But I can't imagine how hard it is to design a DSP. So they have my greatest respect.
absolutely. Yeah.
How many different presets can be programmed? I think right now 128. On the MPX via the buttons, will it be possible to program additional sound banks?
Yeah.
There is, like right now in this unit, there is a bank change which is on the long press. So,
Yeah, I hate it. You know,
so that way you change through the banks.
we have the double foot switch bank up and bank down here.
Which it should be, but it isn't yet.
Yeah. Up, down. And what we have is we have letters for like the bank A, B, C, D,
A is the bank, and
the
3
number
is the number of the preset, and this sound doesn't have a gate, that's why it's noisy, and I will turn it down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The thing about yours... later.
What thing about mine?
Yeah.
I think the camera is showing through
Yeah,
this
but
direction,
Lucas-
and since Lucas is gone, there's nothing we can do.
That's funny. Lucas is... Yeah, he's coming back. I can hear the flushing toilet.
Anyway, people are asking for roadmap and for availability in different countries. Will there be an everything pack? I'm thinking
sure.
about that too.
Yeah,
I like the idea of an everything pack.
Yeah.
Yeah. There, to be honest, there can only be a roadmap when we are sure that we are done. As soon as we have the first batch going, we can plan what to ship where and so on, and who should get something. But as long as we are in the zero batch phase, it would be not honest to tell you a specific date, because if I notice something, I will fix it and not fix it.
Yeah, and this is like, I have been with dates, you know, I try to give dates, but this is bullshit, because it's done when it's done. And otherwise we go bankrupt, not because we don't sell anything, because we have a quality issue problem and you guys send the stuff back, which I would fully understand. And that's why we have to take the time. But we do have a plan on how we grow the amount of AmpXs going out. We agreed on, you know, this was the batch of 8 that we have seen, and then there is the rest of going up to 30.
Yeah.
And then we go for the next and the next, and they will always grow and get bigger, bigger, bigger. But we always have to double check what's happening with this batch, fix whatever needs to be fixed, implement it into the next batch, see if that's good, and then it goes out. And again, internationally. What one thing, or do you want to answer, because Lucas is back?
I'm just reading in the chat. The Hardy Schärfentief says the DSP just have to have enough computing power, and the enough is the key. Like, none of the, I think, I don't know for sure, but as far as I know, none of the current modeling devices use the highest quality DSPs, because there's DSPs for up to like €1,000, I think. For sure, in the like open market for purchase, if you go to Mauser, you go to DSP and search for the most powerful, it will cost like at least €350. And those kinds of DSP have so much power that you will just use 20% of
Of the
what
power.
it can do. So it makes no sense. And since those are companies that in the end want to have like an efficient, also price efficient product, it would be not smart to select the very fastest DSP on the market. So yeah, of course we have limits, we know the limits, and but we think it will work out. So there is, from my perspective, no reason to change right now.
Yeah, and the structure of our DSP is that it has very many cores, you know, like 16 cores, and that gives us, you know, the spillover thing, and so one takes care of this, one takes care of the knobs, while another one is doing speaker emulation, and that is, I'm not the programmer, but that's something that makes sense for me, that each core is doing a different job. One thing back for the camera, see, this is our old display layout, and this is a new display layout. Yeah, with a bigger letter, so a bank number, and a two-line name for the preset. At this point, we favor this new layout because, yeah, it looks.
It should be readable from far away
And so, yeah.
on stage.
Yeah.
That's why it's bigger now. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going crazy on Santiago. I know him, but the good thing about Julian is he's got great ears, and we are a good team. That's the thing. And I tell you the problem about engineers that play guitar. When I was with Jusen Kettner, Bernd Schneider was the engineer I was working together with for 27 years. And some of the people were complaining about Jusen Kettner being way too bright, too brittle. And what happened is I was always fighting with Bernd on the high end. My high end is, I love high end, but there is a certain amount of high end in the balance with the foundation, with the mids and the core Grundton, whatever, found tone. And Bernd, as an engineer, he always liked the overtone so much, he went crazy on the overtone. So he has sparkling highs and the clean sounds up to a certain amount, it's okay. But I was having the treble on 0 and the mids up, just to give you, and that was my sound. It's here, it's in the Triumph, and it sounds great. It's behind me. It's a great amp, and it sounds great, but the settings are sometimes weird. And that's the thing about some engineers playing the guitar, because Bernd then played the guitar in R&D, not on stage. And then he found, these sparkling highs, they are so good. And then he had, well, actually unusable amounts of sparkling highs. I had to tame them all the way. And some sound designs, I had big fights with him because he didn't feel that foundation note the right thing. So I told him, you know, we have to have that kettle follower because that makes that second harmonic strong. And he said, we can save the tube. And I said, hey, anyway, so I had my fights with that. And me and Julian, we actually have a great, and I would say even better collaboration going on. The collaboration that we have is, I'm not interfering too much with what he's doing. I know what he's doing well enough to guide him, and we have the right discussions, and then he is actually hearing what I tell him, and that helps. Okay. Cheers. We can drink more now. Prost. Sprinkling high. Yeah, I love getting sprinkling high. Yeah, Dutch guitar dude. Well, that's well, exactly. This is why it is, or why it was like it was, and I would always find some settings that would work for me, but some of them were kind of extreme to compensate, yeah, the stuff that I found not being practical in a live situation. And that's always my reference. Live situation and studio recording, because this is my job, or that has been my job. And it's brutal. For me, it's very simple, because if you are hired to play whatever in the studio, and if it's not spot on, this was the last gig you ever had. It's very simple. And so you have to have the best gear, you have to have the best ears, and you have to make sure that the frequencies they will record are the frequencies that work in their mix. If they have a dull guitar tone and they have to wake the guitar up with tons of EQ, you know, it's not working, and vice versa. Okay, can AmpX handle MIDI over UC port?
Yeah, the whole sound design
Is
software
done
is
based on-
communicating on over MIDI. So sure, it's like the interpreter for program changes and control changes is not in place, because the software does use that, but in principle, sure. Will it be possible to add an external 2-button foot switch to the bank up and down switching?
Yes.
Yeah, the foot switches, internal and external, don't have a fixed function. They are freely programmable. So you can teach this foot switch to be a delay on off button, like it is here, or you can tell it anything else, load a preset or whatever. This could be the bank up foot switch, and you can to the analog input just connect any external foot switch, and then it will switch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you can also learn that function of the foot switch to bank up, bank down, or anything else.
The Dutch guitar dude, Eric. Hi. Zero gain. I know you are the fan of zero gain on the MPX can be done straight on the device. Sure. Because when we go for our Mercury, we go into the amp and there is a bright control. And then you can turn this kind of down. And then the bright cap is kind of unsoldered, or you can blend in as much as you like. And then you have the gain control. So zero gain, easy peasy. and you can go actually in between too. We have even more options. That's kind of independence on gain and treble. There's some well, it is what you know plus
Yeah,
more.
But I think what is important for him is also the level adjustment itself,
Yeah,
and therefore there is this button that will actually change
the name.
change the name.
Okay, here, come on. I tell you guys, there's one. There's a little thing that will actually change in cosmetics. One is this has a middle Rasterung. What is
A
it?
detent.
Detent. Oh, yeah, what a new word. A middle detent. So, and this is not boost anymore. In the future, it will be called git in, and this will be an overall dial, global dial that you should use in the middle position for making all your presets, because there is the day you are on stage and your favorite strat breaks a string and you take your spare strat, and your spare strat is slightly different, so you need a little bit more gain, boop, and you dial it in here and you have it all your preset. Or man, I just have a Les Paul and now all my presets don't work for my Les Paul anymore. Bam, you turn it down and you can survive. And that's a part of my concept, to have stage-ready features. Some of you guys might not need it, but for me it's essential, because if you are on stage being trapped, life is no fun anymore. I've done that, but enough to hate it even more. So it's unbelievable. And these features are all to just one dial does a lot for you. And then you don't have to have like workarounds with an extra pedal, because the idea of this is you can have external pedals if you like to, but I am gigging with this for a long time now, and I don't need anything anymore. That's my plug in, turn up, done. And it's don't even bother. I have my stage EQ and just a hair less treble, done. That's my sound check. Takes 10 seconds. Okay. Any other question on this?
What is there out of the box?
As effects or
What will AmpX ship with amps and effects out of the box?
well, there's one thing we have to get all our amp ones in there, because that's our promise. We have already pretty much the Mercury. On the Iridium, we have to do it. But we will have basic effects that are coming with the amp, and it will have some of the amps, but we will have some kind of dropout or noise that will make you pay if you really want to use those extra sounds.
So I guess that we will probably put on pretty much everything that we have in the beginning, because our library is not that large yet, and it can still be managed without being too much. And at some point we will decide what is free and what is for purchase, and the purchasable sounds will have some feature to disengage them after some time.
Yeah.
It's not yet done. It could be like a noise, like you said, but I also thought maybe we can just for example, prevent that those sounds can be saved in a preset, or
Yeah,
we'll come up with something that is not terrible annoying, but still makes you want to buy it.
the full features. Hey, we have to explain why we are doing this. This is not because we want to get rich, because we are not rich and we will not become rich anyhow. We have to have a budget to spend months for making an amp. I mean, last year we spent a lot of time on the Dumble. It's fast to have a one shot of the amp, but it takes months to get the full amp with all the settings that you get out of the amp and with all the sound details and stuff like that. And this is the level that we are on. If you want a capturing device that just makes one profile of thing, get a Tone X1. They actually are inspired by BluGuitar a lot because we were first with the one and the X. But this costs $150, and that is all in a mini pedal, and that's cheap and as lot as you want. It's digital, it's good, it's handy, but it's not what we are doing. What we are doing is a different thing, and therefore we have to go a totally different way, and that requires also a lot of time to create those amps, and therefore we need a budget. On the other hand, we want to have people to be able to listen to the sounds, and the sounds... Huh?
Oh, okay, der Fernseher wird bald abgeschaltet. Was muss man tun?
Oh.
Aha.
Lucas, yeah, maybe is our stream too long? Okay, we should stop talking. Anyway, let's. What I want is that you can play the sounds on your AmpX with your guitar in your setting, and then decide if you really use it or not, or need it. It shouldn't be a surprise thing. Oh, I bought this, and then you found out, oh, I will never use it. And therefore, we should have a way that it can be used on the unit in your setting, and then you decide, oh, okay, it's not for me. You spare that, no costs involved. That's my philosophy behind it.
Yeah. The 14 days trial is a nice idea in principle. The problem is that AmpX has no clock, so it has no idea
It's always
how
too
much
late.
time passed.
Yeah, it's like myself. I have no. Okay, if it's that long, I didn't watch. What time is it? No. Oh yeah, fuck. So last question, guys. Last round. You know, like in the British pub, bing, bing, bing,
Okay.
bing, 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 bing.
I really liked from my old Digitech setup, when pressing the same knob a second time, it would switch back to the previous preset in order to quickly switch back and forth between presets.
Compare.
Possible,
Yeah, we have a compare function. I think this is what. It's,
but I think he just means this one.
yeah.
So that is even the default. When pressing the knob 2 times, it will switch between 2 presets.
Yeah, and this is what, we have like the blue preset, and we have the purple preset. And what I love about this setup is I can have more presets than just the amount of knobs. I can have 2 presets on each knob. So you have to have a little strategy how to make your layout. So this is, like the first layer, you have switched the bank. And when I go to the second, when I press this twice, I have my special sounds. And then when I want to move from the special sound to a standard sound, like here's my Mercury, which is always here, bam, it's the Mercury. And by the way, the bug is still there with your
Yeah.
fucking pedal. it will disappear. So this is like that function, and I found this very practical, how to work with a limited amount of switches. And by the way, we are working on the expander switch for this, so we have twice as many switches. Another accessory.
Is there any easy way to make MPX stereo system with using an amp1 parallel? You can use amp1 as a
Power amp.
connected to the line out.
Out.
Yeah, it won't behave like 100% exactly as
The
internal power amp,
but
it will be great.
yeah. And sometimes that's also nice because it brings a different color. Okay, I'm not afraid of that.
Is it possible to put the looper before the amp? It's super helpful when
Sure.
dialing in sounds.
We talked about that. I want that
Yeah,
internally.
You want everything. Yeah, sure. A looper is like the amp. If it is like that without the USB flash drive, there is some loop time possible. I think it will probably be around a minute.
That's plenty for me, because what we want, me and I guess who was writing it.
I forgot.
String passion. I don't see. The thing is, when you play a riff and loop it, then you can have the hands free to dial and make your sound perfect, and then you double check. And that's how much time do you need? Do you want to play for 3 minutes? You play a fucking few seconds.
It is the internal reamping.
Yeah, and that's another feature that we offer is reamping, which can be used on the USB.
Right now it is planned by cable, but I believe it might be also possible to record to the flash drive, but it's still far away.
Yeah, but we have it on my wish list, and with the cable, I think it works.
Yeah, with the cable it works.
Yeah, we tried. So you can plug this into your Mac, and then boop, record, and play back.
Yeah. Of course, it needs to be the looper needs to be out of the preset. Otherwise, if you load presets, it will kill the looper. Yeah, that will be one of the challenges again.
Yeah. Here, Juras Priest, not Judas Priest, says I need 40 seconds for a loop of Little Wing chords. And Little Wing is a long chord progression. I know exactly what you're talking about because I'm using, what is it, the Digitech looper a lot when I do here it is. Or is this the wrong one? No,
That's the reverb.
That's the reverb, but the same thing exists as a looper in my arsenal somewhere. Don't find it. Anyway, and so I don't know how many seconds that is. I'm always afraid, because that's an old looper, that the end comes near. The end is near, and I think Little Wing is a good one to check it.
Use a separate looper on the input, guys. The problem is then you have again a digital pedal in the front of the guitar, and that always compromises the signal to noise.
We are the
ratio.
purists and try our best to keep it in the system, which is then the best solution possible. The Digitech. Yeah, I'm sure. That's a super special pedal, the Digitech Freak Out. I don't know yet. Let's see. Of course, you know me. I love too many things. Julian says,
Yeah. I always
Yeah,
I always like it if pedals are being promised as already done and I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. What we have here is a platform that we will work on for the next 10 years because, we spent almost 10 years in getting there. Why, this thing will not be outdated in a year or in 2 or 3 years because we have this platform and we work on this platform, period. So, and the amp ones will continue
Yeah.
and they will be analog and beautiful and they will,
Yeah.
this is our world.
Yeah. And then at some point we will start to blow up the thing and make maybe housing variants, maybe variants of other things, and
Yeah.
but we will stay on this platform
Yeah.
because it has been too much work
Yeah,
to change.
and it needs to be fed and to grow and it will find its place. And hey, that's basically the whole concept of BluGuitar. First, one thing is we're not making any product that is a trendy, hip and shit product that is hot and then a flop. I've been long enough in the industry that I know that sometimes brands go for that, and it's not our game. So for me, I'm trying to make classics. I try to make things that don't lose the value that you still enjoy after 10 years or forever. That's why the AMP1 is what it is. And I know how people came to me and said, why do you have to design your own knobs? Why do you have to design this? Because look at this. It looks still good, timeless and fresh. And I knew that over 10 years ago. And it could be in a white painted box with standard foot switches and a lousy design. And it could be amp.
What's but
You know what I mean? Maybe or maybe not. And this, this is AMP1 and it will be timeless. And some people finally understand why even the first edition, now called the silver edition, has qualities that are special. And they will be special because it's good. I fully understand that the world is changing and the people want whatever modeling devices and stuff like that. And I'm personally still that kind of amp guy with a little of effects. So I will be torn between the two also in the future. And if you really want to play guitar, an amp is all you need. When I had a breakdown with one of the prototypes of the AmpXs, I played an AMP1 as a backup amp with no effects. That makes you a better guitar player. That's something, simply go for it. And the sound of an AMP1 is still spot on. Now, it was and it will always will be. And if you buy some magic digital box, it will cost half of it in 3 years. And in 5 years, you will find it in the bin. And with the AmpX, it will be like AMP1. It will be a thing that will... The sounds don't get better. They don't... This is the pinnacle of sounds. It's maybe not the pinnacle of features, but when we play the guitar, what is it about? If you have a grand piano, you have one fucking instrument. And here you have already too much. We all want more, I understand, but in the end, it's like less is more. And then on this kind of bass, hey, you can live with that. I'm pretty sure. The sound of simplicity. Thank you. That's a good one because it comes after the beauty of simplicity. Where is it? Ta da da da. Yeah. Simplicity is has also a quality, and you know, I'm curious to see where I will end up using that, but I think I used it without a pedal for a while. I use now the pedal to double check how it works. Eventually we'll have an auto bar. Maybe then I don't even have the pedal anymore.
Yeah. Then you made use the pedal for the delay. I'm excited. I'm excited about how it will turn out when we can connect the pedal to different parameters preset wise. Because right now we can only connect it to one parameter,
Yeah,
and it's global.
yeah. But
And then we will really find out if it's actually usable to have it preset wise, or if it feels strange and you will start to forget what is on the pedal.
I think I can, but that's all the things in practice we
Yeah,
will find out.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Sometimes we have to try
Yeah.
out things, and then we find out it's shit, and
Yeah.
then we have to drop it.
yeah, or we find it's
It's
exciting
like
and
that.
it will stay. Or we offer both versions and you can dial it in the system menu. So that's what we are doing here with AmpX and AMP1. This
Yeah.
is what we are doing with BluGuitar. That's our philosophy. So
Yeah.
don't expect us to be the company that will offer you 500 sounds in the first year and everything. Everything is kind of handmade by a little team. And that's the next big point. The little team is important because I don't want to have a big team, because that will kill, or it's dangerous to have a big team in times like this. We can go bankrupt much easier than you think. And with a small team, we can survive. And so
Yeah.
BluGuitar will be around in 10 years.
Yeah. And we know you are all waiting. If you're impatient, you need to sign immediately to the waiting list.
That
Because
is already very long.
Yeah, because that's where we will look for people when we have units.
Yeah. Oh my God. So thanks for joining in. And I see Eddie Garcia. I meet you in 12 days or whenever. We have a lot of Americans. And yeah, great. And Germans, of course. So thanks for joining in. What's the price? Well, I always said it's like $2,000 euros, and 1999 or something like this to make it a little nicer. 0.99 period. And about the US, we have to see how, you know, the presidential tax will be. We don't want to make money on any problem existing, but we have to make sure that we are not losing the money, because that will be dangerous for our existence. And that's something we have to simply take into account and put it out there. There is no complete bullshit secrets or money-making thing. For me, BluGuitar makes the products that I want, and I hope make you happy. And it has to fund itself, and that's what we are doing. And I always was happy without having several millions and millions and millions.
Billions and billions and billions and billions and billions.
Yeah. So I'm happy also for the future. So that's not my motivation. My motivation is having fun with what we are doing and having fun creating great products and making music. And that's what we will do as a team. And anything else is risky. So we're not going there. So thanks for joining in. Thanks, Julian, for taking the time, not sitting behind his computer, writing software codes or behind the soldering iron and doing final whatever crazy tweaks. I'm looking forward to NAMM because it's always great to see all the great people in the industry and all my friends. And the other thing is, next week I have a guest, Tommy Rosenkrantz, who plays with Isaac here in Germany. You might be interested in some cool German guitar playing, which is cool. And then the weeks after we will be busy in America with NAMM and all the people that I meet. Thanks for joining in. See you.
Subscribe to the channel.
Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, this reminds me of something. I never say this. So if you haven't subscribed here, please subscribe. Why? Because it helps the algorithm. And we are happy to do all the live streams, but we are even more happy when more people are watching it. So tell your friends and tell the algorithm. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Cheers.